Hey guys, how are you today? My name is Kriscoolmod, and today I will show you the new Odroid 4 terabyte. I did a new build. Everything has been updated on, and we are November 2019. So today I will show you all the options you're gonna have. When you buy my system, you have two options for the Odroid. If you go to my, I have two stores. I have the Etsy store. If you go on the Etsy, you will have all the description, all the games, system in it. All systems are complete. So do not ask me if I got this game on Genesis or Nintendo. I got them all. And more than that, I have a hack version, import Japanese version. So if you go to my store on Kriscoolmod on Etsy, anyway, you will have two options. Try to find the okay, here. Okay, by the way, on Etsy, if you want to if you need more information, you just click on learn more about this item, and you will have all the description, all games, all system. Right? Okay, so on this system now you have two options. It's about the case. You have the Nintendo 64 case with the front screen. So when you play, let's say, Sega 32X, you will have the screen from the console. Very sweet, very great. And the other option is the KKSB case. It's a metal case. And by the way, the Odroid's got the fan for cooling inside. So one of the options is this case with the external drive, and the other option is the Nintendo 64 with front screen for USB, and the HDD is inside. So you will have two options, Nintendo 64 or the KKSB case. All right. Okay, very fast, because after this instruction I will do a showcase video for all wheel. I will play some games, and before that I'm gonna show you a few settings you can change on the Odroid. So it's a show around everything. So the case, you have the HDMI, you have the SD card in, you have the power, you got the LAN for internet if you need to update some stuff. You don't really need it, but if you want to update some stuff, that's good. You have an extra USB port here, version 2. You got 4 front USB port. The power supply is a 6 amp. Why? Because of the HDD power. Okay, so you're gonna have a big power supply to make sure the Odroid run smooth, and for the HDD you need more power. You will have the HDMI 10 foot now, and now you will have the Xbox 360 Afterglow. Why I choose this one? Because it's wire, very great. You got the light. If you don't like the light, there's a button on the bottom. You press it one time, it's gonna shut it off, and if you press another time, I think it's gonna, when let's say you play a PS1 game, the light's gonna blink with the rumble motion. All right, so you can put it on. And what I like about this controller is you can change the USB. So after a year, if you play a lot and the cable is doing this and it's gonna break, you just unplug it and you change it. Very easy. What I like to use is an extension. You can add an extension to it, so you can sit far away from the TV and you got enough. Let's say this one is about 10 feet, I think, plus an extra 6 feet, so you got 16. And talking about controller, this Odroid doesn't come with Bluetooth. If you want a wireless controller, if you want to add Bluetooth, you need to buy this. This is cheap. I think it's about less than 10 bucks. It's about $5. You need this version Bluetooth. It's a version 4. Small dongle for the Bluetooth. So if you want to use a wireless, you just plug in it and you go in the Bluetooth configuration and you pair your wireless controller. All right. So now let's do a fast. Before I do a showcase, I'm going to show you what you can do with the controller. When you buy my system, everything is ready to play. It's plug and play. So when you boot it the first time, you plug here, and after you can shut it off. There's a button here to shut it off, or you can unplug it. It's okay. The motherboard is made for that. You can unplug from the power source or the front button, or you can press start on the controller and you can press quit and you can shut it down from the main menu. This is my new theme. It's like an attract mode with the right wheel. Very great. And it's Rick and Morty, very badass. So when you choose, I'm gonna shut down the light. Okay. So basically, to enter you press A. To go back you press B. For more options like adding a controller. And talking about adding controller, if you have a cheap USB controller, Super Nintendo, NES, it's gonna work. 8-bit do works. You need to update the firmware on your PC in the controller, and you have to go on the Bluetooth setting in the Odroid. If you have an Xbox, original Xbox 360 wire controller, is gonna work. I didn't try the wireless. It should work, but for any more information, I have all the link in my Dropbox. You can check on Google and everything to pair the wireless, but the wire works. The Logitech works great. It comes with a dongle. You don't need a Bluetooth dongle. You just plug the dongle, you put the battery, and you good to go. The button mapping is already paired. If you have a mini board, arcade style with USB, you just plug on the Odroid. Okay, let's say I plug a new controller. So you press start, you go to configuration, you click yes. I'm gonna plug, okay, let's say I'm gonna plug this one. Okay, so that's my new controller. Okay, you go, I'm gonna repeat, you press start for option. Configure input, yes. And now it's asking to press on the new controller. It's a USB game, and you just follow. It says D-pad up, down, left, right, start, select, A, B, X, Y. Whoop. I did something wrong. Left, right. And it doesn't have the left triggers, so you skip. You press any button from a long time. To skip, the left thumbstick doesn't have, so we skip. You just press any button from for a long time. And the important one is the hotkey. It's always the select button. And you just press OK. Wait a few seconds. You're gonna see weird pop-ups. So what you do is configuring your controller for all the system, and now you can play. That's the way you hook a new controller. You can play 2-player game, you can play 4-player game, no problem. So when you press start, what's important? You can change the theme, theme set. You have more theme if you want. You can change the that's the screensaver. You have option for screensaver, and for more option, you go to setting. There's more advanced user setting. If you all the bezel are pre-installed. If you want to do the update, you have to plug your LAN cable, and you go on the bezel. Come on, come back. Okay, you have media case configuration for the Nintendo case. Some option, it's not made for the casual player. It's more advanced user setting, but it's good to have. It's all about theme, cleanup, collection, set up the jukebox for music, the launching video, remove media. You don't need that. Splash screen is the screen when you boot a game. Network Bluetooth. You want to know your IP for FTP. You want to set up your Wi-Fi. It doesn't come with Wi-Fi. You have to buy a dongle for the Wi-Fi. The sound configuration, that's editor, controller, reset. If you want to reset, you don't need to do that. System fan, you don't need to touch that. File manager. Odroid config is about the Raspberry Pi. And Retro Arena setup is for updating all the core RetroArch, all the driver, plugin, emulator. Kiosk is a small version. Don't touch that. That's a demo mod. Soft reboot, and system info is going to give you all the IP and space you have left on your hard drive and stuff like that. Okay. Mainly, our system works with RetroArch, and let's say 1/4 of them works with individual emulator. So, what's easy about RetroArch? Let's play a game. Just click on the game. It's gonna boot. What's cool about RetroArch is when you know how to set up one system, you can set all the other systems the same way. So when you play a game, if you want to access RetroArch setting, you press the select button and the X. And you can change the controller, the video aspect ratio. See, controller, you can change. If you want to remap, okay, let's say I change something on the controller setting. You can remap the button and stuff like that. You have two options after. You go on quick menu and you have to save. No, by the way, the setting. Okay, here. You can save for core or game. So you can change just the setting for one game. It's gonna save. Every time I'm gonna boot this game, it's gonna remember the setting for just this game. If you wanna change the setting for the core, mean the system, now I'm on 32X Sega. So all the game in Sega 32X, if I save core, it's gonna be set with the setting you change, all right? So in controller, you can save. But let's say I want to change the bezel and stuff like that. The video, more advanced setting. When you finish, on screen overlays the bezel. After that, you go to quick menu, you go down, and now you have to save core override. So in the quick menu, you can save your game state, load, also load, controller, the cheat code. They are already installed. And when you finish with all those settings, so to quit a game, press select and start. You go back to the main menu and you... may I suggest for this system, because there's a lot of PC emulator, and some work with the controller, some work with a keyboard, and some with mouse, and some work with both controller and keyboard. So always have a keyboard. You can use... Where's the keyboard? Oh yeah. You can use a hair mouse controller with this type, but the best is a real keyboard. You just plug in the USB, and if you're stuck somewhere, you cannot quit a game or stuff like that, there's always a shortcut on the keyboard to quit and access the PC emulator. And all instructions are in my... When you buy from me, I give you a Dropbox link, and you're gonna have all the manual instruction, extra stuff talking about PC, how to use a PC emulator with the keyboard, all the link. And what's cool is I have a few systems that doesn't work. I have about 6-7 systems. I cannot manage them to work properly. So if I do an update in the future, what you're gonna do, you go in my the Dropbox, you go to OS, and I'm always updating the system. So now my last update is on the 8th of November. That's the recent one. So let's say I do an update in 2 months with all the fix. It's gonna be there, just look. And I got the application to update the OS. And when I say update the OS, you unplug your Odroid, you take the SD card out. You need, you need SD card reader. You put the SD card on the SD card reader. You just plug on your PC. Right? You start Etcher. You point which OS would you like to, you know, copy to the SD card, and you point the SD card, and you press start, and it's going to update the SD card. You eject it, you unplug it, you put it back there, you plug everything, and it's gonna be, so let's say you mess with all the setting, all the setup in RetroArch and everything, and instead of trying to fix everything, just shut down the Odroid, unplug it, take the SD card, take the etcher application, and copy the image to the SD card. Very easy, simple as that. So okay, I did talk about all the controller. So you have the Nintendo 64 case, the metal case, great quality. It comes with Xbox Afterglow controller. Everything is plug and play. You have you're gonna have my manual, you're gonna have my Dropbox link, all the information, and happy retro gaming. Now it's time for a video about, I'm gonna show you all the games and all the system. All right, see you, bye bye, happy retro gaming.